Welcome back to the Mr. ThinkSmart Show. I have a special guest with me today. When I say special, you don't know how special. The light is look, it's glistening on her right now because she's so special. Cassondra Lenoir.
Yes.
She is an amazing author, writer in general, speaker, and she has something so special now. A conference that she's taken across the country. Not quite yet, but she's been in multiple locations, and she's bringing it home to St. Louis, and I am a part of it, and I'm so happy to be here, to be with her. We're gonna talk about her journey because you can do it too.
Yeah.
You can do it. So, Ms. Lenoir, so your journey.
My journey.
How did you get to New York?
Okay, let's start from St. Louis.
Start from St. Louis.
We're gonna start from St. Louis.
There we go.
So my first book actually is entitled From Nothing to New York, which journeys my first day as a freshman in high school all the way to my first summer living in New York City.
Okay.
And basically, I'm a first generation college grad.
Okay.
So I graduated from high school in 2008. I
Okay.
just hit my 10-year reunion.
Congratulations.
I'm old.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so I went to college,
Okay.
Southeast Missouri State University in Cape Girardeau.
Okay.
4 years later, 2012, I graduated. 16 days out of college, I moved to New York City. No family, no friends, $200, 2 suitcases, and a boatload of faith.
And I'm gonna add that, but she added it before I can say it, and faith.
And faith.
I got you.
Oh, a boatload. So
Boatload.
I recently was speaking to somebody while I was in Dallas, actually. And
Where I am now.
I know, that's what it made me say.
Right.
And the lady, she was asking about me, and I just told her my story. Like, I moved to New York 16 days out of college with $200 and a boatload of faith. And she was just like, and that was all you needed. And she was like, you were limitless. And in that moment, I realized, like, you know, I always say this, like, oh, I moved here without money, and I moved here without resources or a support system, well, in the New York area. But when I had that faith, I had everything that I needed.
That's all you need.
Yeah, and so my mom and my grandfather actually cleared out their bank account
Wow.
to be able to afford my flight there and 1 month's rent. And my mom spoke to me and she said, I can get you there. You have to keep you there. 6 years later, I am still there. I am in full-time entrepreneurship. My brother moved up in 2015. My mom moved up in 2016.
Family came.
Family came. And so I always said, always my entire life, like, my goal is to move the whole family out the hood.
Right.
Now, I thought that I was going to move them out the hood into their own place. But, you know, it's a journey, and when you speak things, you got to know that it's going to happen in God's time and not yours. It may not look like how you so desire for it to look, but it's going to look like exactly how it's supposed to. And so that's what this journey has been. It's a faith walk.
I'm already
My
knowing.
God, it's
I'm
a
already
faith
knowing.
walk, but it's been the most beautiful journey that I could ever experience.
Right. And that's similar to my journey of moving to Dallas. I stepped out on faith with nothing but, I don't even know how I got my first apartment because I didn't have a job. And I had to work it, I had to hustle. I had to do some things that I did not want to do, like working at Walmart. 2 degrees. Didn't want to do that. I said, I got more degrees than the store manager. But I had to do it.
Yeah, because humility, right?
I had to.
It had to.
Broke me down.
You have to get to a place of humility before you can go higher.
Man, it broke me down.
And it's just like a flower that's planted. You have to put the seed in the ground for the
Agriculture.
roots
There
to
you go.
go deep before it springs up.
Yeah.
Because if not, then you're just going to be tossed to and fro. But if your roots are deep, like a tree, there is no amount of wind,
speaking life
no
right now.
storm.
Speaking
There
life.
is nothing that can stop you, that can bend you, that can break you, because you're going to stand strong. And so God wants us to humble ourselves. But if we don't humble ourselves, we are going to have to go through a humbling process. And it's going to be through that process that we're not only being humble, but we're being built up. And he's showing us our flaws, but also our strengths, and in what capacity he wants us to use these things to bless other people.
You're right.
So when I first moved there, I did have an internship lined up, but it was only $10 an hour, which I don't know where y'all living, but in New York City, that's like nothing. That's not even something in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And so my internship turned into a full-time position. I stepped out on faith, and I was believing for it. So when it manifested, I was like praising God.
I already know.
And the thing about it is, though, God gave me that full-time position to keep me in New York, but not to keep me in that position.
Correct.
And so I started working for a paycheck and not for my passion.
There you go.
Because I was right out of school, I got my first job, I was making
Right.
salary, I'm living on the Upper East Side, you can't tell me nothing.
Right.
But you could tell me something because I wasn't happy.
Right.
Like, it took everything in me to get up out of the bed every morning and to sit in front of a computer all day.
Right.
And I remember saying, God, I never want to live the same day twice. And he took me literally. I was like, okay, I got to be more careful with these words, right? Because that's exactly what happened to me. He told me to look for another job. I procrastinated. I'm like, nah, this is cushiony. I will fill out an application here and there. Went on no interviews. 8 months later, 8, the number of new beginnings, I got fired.
Yeah.
And so
I'm about to start crying because you're telling my story. You're telling my story from yours. Keep going. Keep going.
I got fired 8 months later, and it was the most humbling experience because I'm right out of college. Like, where my money about to come from? Like, I'm living in New York. My best friend moved up, so we got a place together. Unemployment only gonna last me for 6 months. So what's about to happen to me? And I really just chose to use this time, and I did try to apply for another job. I got desperate, and so I tried to go to another media agency, and it wasn't fulfilled because that wasn't for me. I don't like sitting in front of a computer all day. I don't like living the same day twice. I need to switch it up. Like, I'm a creative, I'm a visionary, like I have to be moving, right? And so the thing about it was I used that time of unemployment to go on this journey of self-discovery. Like, who am I at my core? What am I passionate about? What am I supposed to be doing? I knew that I loved the entertainment and media industries, right? But in what capacity? So I started freelancing like crazy. I was like 3 people's assistant. I wasn't getting paid for most of those positions. I was 4 people's assistant. I was an event planner's assistant, entertainment consultant, a music manager, and this guy who was the marketing director at Universal Music Group. All these people assistant, getting paid nothing.
I've been there.
Getting paid nothing. But the question I was asking myself back then in 2013 is, how bad do you want it? And people can think it's fame and fortune, but it really is. Like, how bad do I want to see what's on the inside of me? And so my goal is always, the world knows this in my books. Like, my goal is to be bigger than Oprah. Like, that's what's placed on the inside of me.
I ain't gonna say it on here because it's gonna be in my second book, but
I can't wait till we go offline.
yeah, go ahead.
But that's what's placed on the inside of me, and it's not disrespectful to her at all, because that means that she's the standard. And so when I first started professing that thing, of course not knowing that I was speaking it into existence, this is when she had like a talk show. I knew I wanted to be a talk show host, right? And I also desired to be an actress, but I was so fearful of that desire that nobody ever knew it outside of like me being a little kid talking about it. Like, even when I create vision boards, I would write it up under a picture and then paste it down, like actress, and then paste it down. And so I remember, like, Oprah was the goal. She had a talk show and she was an actress. And it was so crazy because I always desired to be an actress, but I felt like that goal was unrealistic. So a more realistic route was to be a talk show host. I don't know where my mind was, but talk show host on like nationally syndicated television isn't an easy goal either. But it just seemed like it was a bit more obtainable than becoming an actress, a world-renowned actress, right? And so, long story short, I just was, even when I went to school, I'm like, okay, well, what did Oprah do? Like, I don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like, what steps did she take? What did her journey look like? Oh, she went to school for broadcast journalism. I'm gonna go to school for broadcast journalism. God's like, no, you're not. I'm like, yes, I am. He's like, no, you're not. And he literally had to take the major out of my school. I was in the lost year. They called us the lost year. The lost year, right? Because there was a transition going on. And so the year before me was okay. The year after me was okay. But my year. And so I had to decide again. What do I want my major to be? Like, I don't want to do journalism. I'm a natural, easy writer. Like, that comes natural to me. I want to be challenged. I was looking at PR, advertising, all these radio. Nothing was just like, I remember just taking a second and just praying and crying. And a friend called me up and he was like, why are you crying? You didn't even want to be on the news. And that's why you got to be careful who in your circle, because they will hold you accountable and remind you when you at your lowest. He specifically said, like, why are you over there crying? You didn't even want to be on the news. I said, yeah, but that's how Oprah got to TV, so I need to be on the news so that I can get my own show. And he's like, no, maybe you're supposed to be on the radio first, or maybe you're supposed to be a PR. Like, maybe God has something different for you. And I got off the phone with him, and it was that's when God told me, like, I'm going to get you there, but I'm going to take you a different way. Your writing is the key that's going to unlock the door for everything that you're supposed to walk into. Wow. He told me that in college. Still try to run from that thing.
Right.
You know, and it has been my writing that has opened up every door for me. Getting into college, applications, right? But also essays. Got me my first scholarship. My first $500 scholarship.
$500.
Scholarship.
It means a lot when you go to school.
When I tell you, it meant everything to me. Because it was at that moment when I received that scholarship based off of my essay, based off of my writing, that I knew college was going to happen for me. $500 changed my life, because it was like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. I'm about to go to college. Like, you know, I could have had I'm first generation. Me and my mama sitting down at the computer trying to figure out what FAFSA is and how to do that together, right? I have a rich uncle that I can go to, or somebody who's already done it, to ask, like, what does this process look like? Me and my mom sat down together and figured it out together. And so although we had that stuff coming, I still didn't understand what financial aid was. So it literally took me getting this $500 check for me to be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to college.
Right.
And so now that's why I give out scholarships every year. $500, one to my alma mater,
there you go,
and one a nationwide contestant.
That's what's up.
And it's because of that $500 gave me hope.
Right.
And so I'm hoping that it gives another first generation college student hope.
Exactly. Hope right there. Like I always say, call it out the sky. It's coming. You have to envision it. You have to. We're gonna be right back. Take a break, but we're right here with a genius. But we'll be right back on the Mr. ThinkSmart Show.
I am here to help you discover and pursue who you are and what you were created to do. You're already equipped with absolutely everything you need to succeed. I'm just here to help you along life's journey. In all of your greatness, the answer to the very complex question, who am I, is really quite simple. It can be found in the Passion is Pursued devotional.
What's going on? Willie Moe Jr. here, and you're watching Mr. ThinkSmart on the Mr. ThinkSmart Show.
We're back. Had to take a break.
Yeah.
Good break though. Great break. But we are back, man. I'm still here with the amazing Mrs. Lenoir. Now, people, we want to get into what she is doing now. She's told you her journey. So now we're going to get into what she has now, which is her conference. I'm not going to mention it, but I'm going to let her talk about it and how it came to fruition. All right? Ma'am, how did that come?
All right, so my first book, From Nothing to New York, the subtitle was Passion is Pursued. And so because it was talking about a journey, and Passion is Pursued has always been like my mantra, my way of life. It was something, I created this quote in college, and it really just became the way that at first I created the definition for passion in college. Passion is the driving force in one's life. It's the thing that keeps you dedicated, motivated, and focused when striving to achieve greatness.
Gotcha.
And then I had this other little quote that, like, she turned her cancer into cans, her dreams into plans, her visions into her reality, because she understands that the proof of passion is pursuit. And so I always had like this little passionate pursuit, like mentality, like this enjoy the journey. This, like, you know that this passion is this thing that's inside of you that's guiding you, right? And so when I got to New York, after writing my first book, after writing my first book, when I'm trying to decide what the subtitle will be, I kept saying, well, it's between enjoy the journey or passion is pursuit. I was like, well, I'm gonna do enjoy the journey, because passion is pursuit, like, that can just be the second From Nothing to New York too. Passion is pursuit, you know? And I just kept on battling and I was just like, I don't know why I'm battling, because I made the decision that it's gonna be enjoy the journey. But when you battling something internally and it's such a conflict, that means that you need to take a second and pause. And in that moment of pausing and being still and silencing my tongue, I was able to hear the voice of the Lord. And that's when he said, no, it's going to be passion is pursuit. I had no idea that he had this inside of me. And I'm going to tell you what this is, okay? And so after I released my book birthday, December 10th, 2015.
Okay.
I released my first.
Y'all heard that right? December 10th.
December 10th, save up your coins. And so, I released my book December 10th, 2015. 2016, I always loved, anytime I can hop behind a mic or a camera, like, I love it, right? And so I always loved speaking engagements. I've been doing it since high school, and I would get paid here and there, but it was nothing that was really substantial. Well, 2016, now that I have a book and I'm an author, I'm more credible, right? And so I get my first speaking engagement, which was from my alma mater, and they gave me they gave me my first check. I know I should be putting this out there, but my first check was $500. I told you that's my number. And $500, and dang, I shouldn't have put that out there. But anyway, $500 for 45 minutes. My life was changed. I was like, I'm about to quit my job. It's about to be real. $500 for 45 minutes. That's like a day. That's like a day or two. I was making like $25 an hour back then. And so, although that was okay, like that was good money back for where I was at. But after I made that $500 for 45 minutes and they flew me out, got me a rental, I was like, this is life. This is what I'm about to be doing. And so I spent all of 2016 trying to land speaking engagements and be invited to other people's platforms. And again, like, I would hit some here and there, but it was nothing that was substantial. It was nothing that could really take me to that next level of being able to enter into full-time entrepreneurship or doing this thing. And so when I got to the end of 2016, I was planning for my 2017, and I was like, I got to get more speaking engagements. I got to book them. Like, I got to get this money up. And God said, you are putting so much energy and waiting to be invited to somebody else's platform when I put a platform inside of you. And there goes Passionate Pursuit Conference.
Wow. Did y'all hear that? Matter of fact, stop the tape right now. Stop it, rewind it, and let's do it again, and then catch it back right here, and then listen to the rest of the interview.
Because this is why. So often we're seeking after things that's already inside of us. So often we desire a thing, and remember, the Bible says God will give you the desires of your heart as they align with His will. And there are three places these desires can come from. They can come from the enemy, they can come from your fleshly desires, or they can come from the Lord. Okay, if there's something that is tugging on you and you desire it so much, and then you're actively pursuing this thing, there's a 99.9.18% chance that is the desire of the Lord. And so when I'm like pursuing and I'm seeking after these speaking engagements, obviously He put that desire inside of me for a reason, but that's also because He equipped me with the platform to create it for others.
There you go.
And so that's where the passion, and it's so crazy. I was going through my GroupMe app one day, and I was like, I got all these GroupMe, I need to delete this stuff. And I went all the way back because I just had so many different GroupMes, and I saw something, and this is going to be an entirely different, so you're going to have to bring me back on another season or episode. But it said Couture Swag Conference. And so I'm thinking, like, in 2013, I was talking about hosting a conference. And now in 2017, I'm hosting my first conference. The vision, the layout, everything is still the same. The name just has changed. And so 2017, June 30th, 2017, I held my first conference in New York City. And after the success, thank you, glory to God. And after the success of last year's conference, I was pretty much just charged with the mission of taking it on tour. Again, something that seemed bigger than me. I'm like, okay, God, I had my conference in June. I went into full-time entrepreneurship in August. How am I going on a tour? How am I going on a tour? I'm trying to get my money right. Like, I'm trying to see what this entrepreneurship look like. Let me bring it back to New York again. Give myself more time to prepare, to execute, tap into my networks, my resources, nurture those relationships. Let me make New York bigger. Like, let me get my footing there. Let me make sure that I'm watering.
But the Big Apple already big enough.
Come on, but it's just like, God, now I just did one conference. Why am I not just nurturing this one and building this one up to be this huge thing before I'm taking it on the road? Like, no, I got more things that needs to be worked out. And he was like, you not talking yet? Because that's cute and all, but I've called you to go. And so, and so that's pretty much what happened. God gave me a word in the end of 2017, actually. And my conference, let me just take it back a second. So the Passion is Pursuit Conference was created for entertainment and media entrepreneur millennials of faith. And I always explain that we're very much so a business conference. We have workshop facilitators, keynote speeches, panel discussions, a vendor market, one-on-one interviews, live performances, because it's for the entertainment and media. So we've had rappers, singers, poets. We had some actors come through and do some monologues. Like, it really has just been this experience, which is why I call it an experience, because it's so much more than just an event.
Right.
And I have a weekend experience. So Saturday is the conference, Sunday is the vision board workshop, because you can have all of this inspiration in the world. Like, you got these visions and these dreams, but how do I implement this, or what is my next step? Now, you're going to get everything that you need at this conference, whether it's pertaining to LLCing, social media, marketing, branding, networking, PR. Like, literally, you're going to receive absolutely everything that you need from the business tip. But then we also have a spiritual side, or we also have an inspirational side that needs to be fed. And that's where the vision, because if you have all of this business knowledge and no vision, you're gonna go nowhere fast. Because you're gonna be applying this stuff to everywhere but the right place that you need to go. And then you're gonna become a jack of all trades, and you've mastered nothing. You have
the master of nothingness.
You have a platform full of nothing. You have platform for this and for that and for this and for that, but it's not substantial.
I called it being a scatterbrain in my first book.
Yeah, come on, first book. I need to read this book.
Coming soon.
Come on.
Self-plug.
Come on. You got to, right?
Yeah, you got it. Hey, you don't help yourself, ain't nobody gonna.
You gotta invest in yourself.
Exactly.
And so with the conference, and the weekend after the conference, we have this vision board workshop so that we can really just, my closing keynote is called Core Creations. Who am I in my core? That's how I close the conference. And then on Sunday, I further help you dive deep into discovering that core creation, that vision, those dreams, those ideas, those goals that are all on the inside of you. We put it on paper, which is why I don't call it a vision board party. It's not a party. It's a workshop. And I'm literally going to, by the end, I say my little tagline is that I provide you with the tools to win. And WIN is an acronym. By the end of the workshop, you're going to know how to take with those pictures and words and everything that you've placed on this board and manifest it into your life. And I show you that it's proven. Like, I'm not just telling you to do something that I haven't done. I literally show you every vision board that I've ever created and show you what has manifested.
I was just doing another vision board before I left to come to St. Louis from Dallas. Yeah.
And so with the conference that he's sitting on the panel, we're actually still doing the vision board on Sunday, right afterwards. And so with the conference, initially, it was for entertainment and media entrepreneur millennials, a business conference at our core, but we're founded on faith. I think in today's society, we have enough of being masked. As soon as we walk out of our house in the morning, there are these taboo topics that we really can't openly discuss, or we have to tiptoe around, politics and religion. And so I really wanted to dispel that and create a safe haven to where you can be 100% authentically yourself. Like, if you so desire to share how your faith has impacted your entrepreneurial endeavors, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But you get enough of business principles at business conferences. Where's the inspiration that's needed to ignite us to be able to go out there and do it? And then you go to these motivational conferences, which gives you all the motivation in the world, but then you don't got no business principles that's going to help you to go out there and apply that motivation that you just received. And so this conference is the perfect blend of both. Because a lot of my speakers, because it was for the media and entertainment, have been journalists, media personalities on red carpets, Essence, Insecure Fest, BET, MTV, all over the world. They won Emmys, they have YouTube series, they are any marketers, advertisers, they've been all over the spectrum of entertainment and media. And they have said they have never been able to share how their faith has impacted their journey.
Wow.
I've had speakers tell me that they've never been able to talk about faith on any platform. Never is a strong word. And as a speaker, I'm a professional motivation. I'm not a motivation. I'm an inspirational teacher. I'm an inspirational
I use
teacher.
empowerment.
Okay, come on.
I'm an empowerment speaker. Don't call me motivation.
Motivation
dies.
Motivation is but for a moment.
Exactly, but for a moment. But if I empower you.
Come on, and if I inspire you, that's
there you go. There you go.
We're gonna have to talk. But the thing about it is, like I always say, I'm an inspirational teacher. right? Because I'm not here just to speak to you. You're going to see on Saturday. Like, when anytime I got the mic, it's a conversation.
Yes.
Like, I'm not talking at you. This ain't school. I'm talking with you. We're going to converse, and I'm going to make sure that you have an understanding and that you're receiving absolutely everything that's coming out of my mouth, as well as the other speaker's mouth, because I need you to get it down deep. I need you to get a full understanding, because there is 3 levels. There's knowledge, then there's understanding, and then you end with wisdom. The definition of wisdom is applied knowledge. But how can you apply something that you don't understand?
She teaching now. She inspiring now.
So, just to hop off my soapbox real quick, the thing about it is, like, this conference, we have to be founded on faith. One, because I'm a woman of faith. I'm a woman of God. I don't want to be on any platform without being able to give him the glory. And about 2 years ago, I was speaking at a college. And of course, like, I speak at colleges, high schools, corporate events all the time. So I know that you cannot go out there talking about Matthew 6:33, the Bible declares. I understand that, and that's my favorite scripture. But but the thing about it is, like, I understand how to share the love of God and spread the word of faith without quoting scriptures or mentioning his name. Like, I know how to talk about faith and trust without specifically quoting scriptures. I know how to do that because it's been done, and I know that I can't go into these public schools because you never want to offend anybody, but you also want to be invited back. Right? So God has given me the insight and the creativity to be able to, hearers will hear. Hearers will be able to catch it. Yeah. But those other ones, seeds are being sown.
Let me, not to stop you, but it's funny you said that. Because another thing that I told you, well, I didn't tell you, but the Lord told me in such a way that he said that, I told you, I did tell you.
You did tell me.
I did. I'm not.
You told me off camera.
I told you off camera, right. I told you off camera that, like, I look at myself, I am a man of agriculture, but I am a farmer. I'm a farmer. And I go by everywhere I go, not just by and by, but I go wherever I go, I'm sowing seeds, I'm watering. You know, who gives the increase? I can't do that.
Yeah.
But all I can do is be a man of agriculture.
Be a vessel.
Be a vessel. Sow the seeds. Water if they've already been sown. I don't know that, but I go and I do whatever. I'm watering and I'm sowing at the same time.
Yeah.
And I let the increase come from the man above, which is God. I do it. So when you say that, and all that you're doing, that's what you're doing. You're sowing seeds. Going from cities. You're not even just sowing seeds in the people here. You're sowing a seed in the city. Hey, the city. Bang. Sow a seed. And when you come back, bang, water.
Yeah.
To where you're going to come back home.
Man.
You're going to come back home one time, they go like, what you want, the Chafers?
In Jesus' name.
What you want, the Chafers?
You want to hold it at the Cardinals?
Yeah, exactly.
You want Busch Stadium?
Busch Stadium, exactly. And that's the vision for us both that we have. And it may seem crazy, but that's the way. We're visionaries. You have to see it before it happens, but you have to sow the seed first.
One thing I want to stop you. I'm sorry, but you said you have to see it before it happens. I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe that this is by mere happenstance that we're having this conversation in this exact space right before this conference. right? I ain't gonna go deep. I ain't gonna tear up. But what I am going to share with these people is that we're at Harrisville State University in the auditorium right now. Right? This is where the conference was being held on Saturday. And I had a vision. I had dreams, like 2 or 3 dreams. And in each of the dreams, I'm on this stage talking to this audience, and it's filled to capacity.
There you go.
And so for you, when you was like, yo, let me interview you, I'm like, of course. And then you like, meet me at Harrisville in the auditorium. I'm like, hold up now. Hold up, God.
Because I had a vision for this,
Your vision confirming my vision, though.
Exactly.
Like, and to be able to be in this space and saturate the atmosphere before Saturday takes place.
Yes.
Mind blowing.
Ooh, I don't even want to tell you where that come from. I'm gonna tell you that where mind blowing come from. Off camera. But listen, we thank you for coming to the show. And as always, I salute the divinity in you. And we will see you next time. And check out her social media platform. So give them that.
Cassondra Lenoir on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Everything is Cassondra Lenoir. That's Cassondra with an O, not an A. Cassondra Lenoir.
Now you have it. Go check her out, follow, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Like, share, subscribe to her channel, all her social media platforms, and we'll see you next time on the Mr. ThinkSmart Show.